Alright guys, so I'm gonna do one last video on the Will Smith incident. Hopefully this is the last one, because I'm a little tired of my fucking YouTube feed just being Will Smith shit. But the Academy came to a decision to ban Will Smith from attending the Academy Awards ceremony. Now he's still able to win an Oscar, but he's just not allowed to go to the show for the next 10 years. What do I think of that? Well, I think it was the right decision from the Academy. A lot of people on the internet think that the Academy didn't go hard enough. They should have revoked his Oscar. They should have prevented him from winning further Oscars, maybe getting a second Oscar in the next 10 years. I don't think that was the solution. And I'll tell you why. Because the Oscars have always been this kind of conflict. It's always been, do we award just the work, the material, the art, or do we award the person? And it's always kind of been that conflict. Historically, the Oscars, whether it was the right decision or not that year, that's arguable, but they've always rewarded the work. Horrible people have won Oscars. Woody Allen won an Oscar. Roman Polanski won an Oscar. Harvey Weinstein has a ton of Oscars. So this decision would have actually set a precedent. And had they made the decision to revoke the Oscar or make it so that Will Smith can no longer win an Oscar, that would have set the precedent in the way that we would be rewarding the person rather than rewarding the art itself. So it was actually a really important decision to make, and I think ultimately they made the right move. I would like to see the Oscars move in a direction where they just objectively, as much as possible, just look at the work, regardless of what progress the work does for society. Just award the work as a technical achievement separate from society. So yeah, I've always been of that mindset. So this Will Smith decision, I think, is the right decision. Because you don't award the artists. If you're going to start awarding the artists based on humanitarian work or how much of a nice person they are, no one in Hollywood would be winning Oscars because they're all a bunch of scumbags. Yeah, and had they revoked Will Smith's Oscar, that would have been a disaster because you still have Harvey Weinstein with all of his Oscars. You still have Roman Polanski with his Oscar, despite being like a statutory rapist and, yeah, a gross human being altogether. And yeah, just a ton of people who are controversial would have to get their Oscars revoked, and it would have never ended. And it would have really cemented the Oscars as being this kind of award for a nice person rather than the work they put into it. So I ultimately think it was the right move. A lot of people on the internet, oh, go more severe. For some reason, on the internet, this became a race debate. When I watched the Oscars, I just viewed it as a man slapping another man. But people are like going into like the sociology, societal impact of a black man slapping another black man. Dude, a guy just slapped a guy on live television. Like, that's just how I viewed it. So, yeah. Now, as far as Will Smith's career going forward, do I think it's going to get hurt from this decision? I think yes. Because a movie like King Richard, Will Smith has always had like this dual career. He'll be like Action Man sometimes, be in Men in Black and Gemini Man and Bright, and then he'll do like those Oscar bait movies like Concussion and King Richard and Pursuit of Happiness and that Grams movie, I forget what it's called, 12 grams I think, 7 grams, some amount of grams anyway. Yeah, so he's always had that dual career, and I think going forward, Will Smith, his career for the next 10 years is going to be a lot more action-oriented, a lot less of those Oscar bait movies. Because if Will Smith is not there to accept the award, it's not as much of a headline. It's also like, oh, Will Smith was not here to accept his award. So it doesn't get that much headline, that much press. And a lot of these Oscar bait movies like King Richard rely on Oscar gold for the promotion of their film and ultimately to make money. That wasn't the case with King Richard because it was a box office bomb. And Will Smith used to get tons of money from just King Richard. He made $30 million from that movie. The movie cost $40 million. He made $30 million. 75% of the movie's budget went to fucking King Richard, went to Will Smith. So I don't think he's going to have that Oscar Beatty kind of side to his career, at least not for the next 10 years. I think in the next, like when the 10 years has passed, he's going to go to the Oscars and it's going to be this whole ordeal and people are going to be happy. And yeah, as a Will Smith fan, I think that's cool. Give him a little time out. It's a fair decision to make. If I go to a bar and start a fight in a bar, that bar is allowed to put a restraining order on me. Say you're not allowed to come to this bar anymore. And that's basically what the Academy did to Will Smith. So I think it was very fair. I don't think he should have had his Oscar revoked. I don't think he should be banned from getting any further Oscars because I want the Oscars to be objectively looking at the talent, objectively looking at the films. Yeah, it was the right move. It's kind of cool to shit on the Oscars all the time. And trust me, I love shitting on the Oscars as much as the next person. But you won't hear me say this often, but I think the Academy made the right decision here. I don't think they should have went more harsh. Yeah, it's weird. A lot of people wish he was going to like some greater lengths or something like that. I don't think so. I do wish he kind of took more ownership for the incident. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think he's just going to silence himself for the next few years about the situation, kind of like how Mel Gibson doesn't bring up the fact that he said a bunch of racist remarks back in the day. But I think someone should be able to move on from that, especially someone like Will Smith. This isn't like a pattern. It's not like the Ezra Miller situation where Ezra Miller is literally a horrible person that's always strangling women, getting into fights, breaking into people's houses, calling women sluts to their husband. Like, it's not a situation like Ezra Miller. So I think just banning someone from attending the Oscars is fair. Yeah, and hopefully Will Smith will be able to bounce back from that. A lot of people are hating on Will Smith right now, and I like to meme. I think by all means, go ahead and meme on the situation. I love all the Will Smith memes. I saw this Will Smith meme. I don't know how much fucking time it took to do this, but it was one of those 360 virtual reality videos of the situation, and they had the Will Smith perspective in one video and the Chris Rock perspective in the other. By all means, go ahead, meme on it. And that goes for everyone. I think Louis C.K. deserved his Grammy. But if you want to meme on him jerking off all the time, go ahead and make some memes. I'm all for memes. But as far as like affecting this guy's career, I think it's not ultimately like Will Smith is. Sorry, my computer just glitched. Anyway, it was the right decision from the Academy. They shouldn't have went more harsh. They shouldn't have went less harsh. This is a perfect consequence for his actions. And I'm rooting for a Will Smith comeback. Guys, here was the idea I got just before I go. You know how they do like crossover sitcoms? They'll have like the Jeffersons meeting the All in the family, or they'll have like the Simpsons meeting Family Guy. Here's my idea for a crossover sitcom. You have Everybody Hates Chris crossover with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Guys, you heard it here first. Hollywood, take my idea, make it happen. It's your idea now. I'm not claiming ownership on it. It's yours. Go ahead, make that crossover. All right, I'll see you guys around.